I am tasked today to talk about ESG, which we call the environmental, social, and governance. The thing is, I don't think ESG is something new to everyone, especially those people who are here. I don't think ESG is something new to Malaysia and to other countries nearby, and even to the world. ESG has been existing for so many years. In fact, most of the stock exchange have already incorporated ESG as part of their primary requirement for the listed companies. Now, let me walk you through some components of ESG. When you talk about ESG, you're talking about environmental, social, and governance. Not the sexy stuff, basically. These are the non-traditional components that we incorporate now to our daily lives. Not only for private institutions, but also for governments. ESG nowadays are being integrated into most of the company's investment analysis and decision making. It is commonly used as a shorthand for investment methodologies. And when you talk about environmental, you're talking about, one is pollution prevention. When you talk about pollution prevention, you're talking about air pollution, water, and air. And of course, natural resources management. Now the thing is, when you talk about natural resources, if my number serves me right, we have 7 billion people across the globe. And at the end of this century, it will be 10 billion. We are consuming more resources faster than we can replenish. Next is actually energy use. When you talk about energy use, you're talking about operational efficiency. You're talking about electricity. You're talking about fuel. The thing is, energy is something that we cannot avoid. It's something that's part of the economic growth. It's something that runs our operations. Now, talking about its impact. With such given facts, government, NGOs, and companies alike acknowledges the need of environmental monitoring and management. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Call for action in regards to responsible environment management is a high note, more than ever. It has also gained significant public awareness. The thing is, talking about environment, we have to mitigate environmental liabilities and risk, lower operational costs, and of course, it is an indication that it is a well-governed company, an LGU. Going to social, social is just like environment. It covers a wide range of space. Talking about social, we talk about the workplace, which focuses on diversity, health and safety, labor management, and human rights. We're talking about product integrity. Product integrity in terms of product innovation, product quality, and of course, community impact and its community impact. Meaning, how does your operation impact the community and how does it contribute, how does your operation basically contribute to the community as well? Managing the social impact in a workplace also has significant impact on businesses. That would include improved employer productivity, turnover reduction, reputational risk, not only in the private industries, but more so in the government, and also brand loyalty. Now, in governance, private businesses and investment managers look at the governance ratings of companies or organizations, checking on transparency on accounting system, executive compensation, and the likes. It also looks at the board's and employees' conflict of interest, shareholders' rights, and accountability. So, meaning you really have to incorporate the three, focusing on these items. Several governance and accountability metrics and analysis are developed to measure effective governance, to increase shareholders' value, avoid negative financial surprises and blow-ups, and minimize reputational risk. Now, it must be everybody's dream to live on an ideal setting. Probably the reason why we all gathered here is because we share the same purpose and idea, to have a community that are sustainable and there is balance. But the thing is, we have challenges. And these are the challenges that we have to live in our daily lives. We have so many things that we have to make sure that in place. And of course, because of the challenges, we have to make sure that we have an accurate information that we can depend in making decisions. Now, at the end of the day, you have, as a responsible organization, you have to make your own disclosure. But these are the factors that companies, industries are required to disclose. Aside from reporting various government agencies, as I've said earlier ago, stock exchange across the globe would require disclosure of ESG performance. And these are aspects that government has to manage to ensure compliance. Now, my topic is basically about ESG and how does it apply in analytics. The thing is, when you talk about ESG, it's easier said than done. ESG is something that we can always talk about for the whole day. But the thing is, how do we really implement ESG? At the end of the day, there's so many data that we have to collate for us to be able to make an informed decision. And these data are coming from different sources. Now, we provide a methodology that makes data capture easy. And this data platform has to be easily integrated to some of the sensors, some of the databases, and some of the other sources of data in which they reside. So data are then summarized in real time. Performance are on SWB's intuitive dashboard. So meaning, we should have a platform that could be able to address all of these issues. At the end of the day, the challenge is actually gathering of information and how to process that in such a way that it becomes more meaningful in making an informed decision. Our performance management are also simplified by identifying areas where companies, governments, can be improved, strategizing the actions and monitor progress as we understand the contemporary climate of business and governance. So from identify, action, and now we monitor. Basically, First Carbon operates on a multinational level. Our strength is actually from the professional services up to outsourcing. Right now, as we work with the different institutions, especially next year, data is always a challenge. And the most important thing is you have a platform that should be able to adapt on those challenges. Like for example, I was talking to a colleague a while ago, and I was asking them, like in this event, is there someone who monitors the emission for this particular event? Something that we have to consider. Because at the end of the day, those are data that will help us make the right decision. Now, as we operate globally, every country have different needs. Every country have different requirements. And providing a platform that will provide you that solution is, as I've said, is always a challenge. Many applications, as I said, basically would claim that, okay, I can calculate your greenhouse gas. I can provide you this information. But at the end of the day, is it sustainable? You can always use Excel. I have no problem of using Excel. But making it, considering your long-term vision on how to monitor, analyze, and process data is something also that you have to be very serious in considering. Okay. Now, to give you a summary of what we have discussed, but just to give you some idea, this is the different portfolio that we operate with. First Carbon is under ADEC Group, and as I've said, our strength is actually BPO, which is outsourcing, from on offshore, onshore, data processing, into processing of all data requirements in the US. Practically, we provide, or we are the biggest, or the second biggest provider of the data information in the US. Now, before since I'm looking at the time, it's almost there. I'll summarize everything that was said in this video, and if you have any questions, I'm more than willing to answer it after this.
Welcome to the Sustainability Workbench Overview, where you will learn what it does and how it will help you, no matter what industry you are in. The Sustainability Workbench, or SWB, is a suite containing environmental, social, and governance applications and integrative solutions. So how can SWB help? It all starts with big data. Every year it's growing. What started as 1.8 zettabytes in 2011 will grow to 800% by 2016. Sifting through this data is daunting, but not impossible. Information management is key, and this is exactly where SWB can help. No matter what app you need, whether it's energy, carbon, or water, SWB is capable of managing your metrics, receiving data from various sources, all processed in real time. Any organization in any industry can use SWB because it can be integrated into your existing system. With its flexible architecture, you can easily deploy, mash up, integrate third-party clients or other value-added modules, and even industry-specific settings, all at your fingertips, thanks to its mobile compatibility. Simply put, SWB will have a solution that best fits the manner you operate. Sustainability Workbench. Customizable, integratable, portable, sustainable. It's the better way to manage environmental, social, and governance data.
As I mentioned earlier, getting a platform that will provide you the whole suite is always a challenge. Because at the end of the day, when you prepare your sustainability report, it has to be automated. And getting information from different areas is always a challenge. So something that you can integrate, easily integratable to any databases, to any ERP system, to any legacy software, is something that you have to consider in getting a solution. Getting a solution is not just getting an application. At the end of the day, it's the professional services behind it, or it's the knowledge behind it that you have to consider. You can always have an application, a tool that you can use every day, but a person behind it that making sure that you have an updated emission factor, you are compliant with the standard protocol like the GRI, WRI, or even the United Nations Environmental Accord, is something that you also have to consider as well. So with that, if you have any questions, I'm open for it. If not, thank you so much.